Hello English Hours, welcome to Online Turkish Lecture Chapter 6. Until now we have learned about vowel harmony, how to ask questions, introduce someone, how to order Turkish coffee with tips and tricks, order some food, reading vowels and consonants and present tense. Starting from today, we will start to use more complex looking sentences which are actually very easy as those have a great logic. So don't trip, just relax and enjoy the easy learning of Turkish language. We won't seek you in grammar because you will understand language structure after making enough speaking practice. So then let's get started. Because means çünkü in Turkish. Çünkü. And why means neden. Neden. How do we ask, why did you eat lahmacun? Neden lahmacun yedin? Neden lahmacun yedin? And my answer is because I like lahmacun, which means çünkü lahmacunu seviyorum. Çünkü lahmacunu seviyorum. Now with the same logic, how did you ask? Did you drink ayran? Ayran içtin mi? And my answer is hayır, içmedim. This me suffix in the middle of the verb is negative making suffix and always comes right after the verb, içmedim. This me at the end means I is an over there. If a question is did question, then answer contains the suffix, which may vary as the, do, and do, according to vowel harmony, unless you don't answer with just yes or no. For example, you can answer as hayır, the question did you go to cinema, but you can say also hayır gitmedim, as no I didn't go. Let's make this a why question. Neden sinemaya gitmedin? Çünkü koronavirüs var. To see means görmek. And socks mean çorap. Çorap is single. Çoraplar is plural. Then how do we ask çoraplarımı gördün mü? Did you see my socks? Where is right? Çorap is nominative. Lar is plural making suffix. Is adding vowel as it comes just before am, which is possessive suffix, and last is an accusative. Accusatives vary as I, U, and do, depending on vowel harmony. If we decode gördün mü, then it is gör, do, ne. Görmek is infinitive form like to see. So gör is nominative like see in English. Do is definite past tense suffix which may vary as the, do, and do, as learned in Did You Go to Cinema example. And that ne at the end points you, which was explained in previous chapters, and mu at the end is question making suffix. In chapter 4 we have learned do you have. As you remember it is var mı. Then the way we ask don't you have is yok mu. Then how do we ask araban yok mu? Don't you have a car? If someone asks do you have a car but you don't have a car, then you can answer as yok. Yok. Single word. Easy, isn't it? Yok means I don't have. You can say also hayır, yok. The way we make action verbs negative is adding me or ma suffix right after the verb. I didn't do is yapmadım. You didn't see is görmedin. You didn't eat is yemedin. I didn't run is koşmadım. I think you can see nominatives of the verbs, negative suffixes, definite past tense suffixes, and possessive suffixes, right? Besides vowel harmony, if you can see all these, then congratulations, you are around 50% of Turkish speaking ability. Now, let's learn some question words. What means ne in Turkish? Where means nere? What turns to nereye in case of dative, or nerede in case of locative, or neresi in case of accusative, or nereden in case of ablative. When means ne zaman. How means nasıl. And as learned already, why means neden. You may see sometimes niçin used for why, but it is not 100% correct. Niçin is converted version of ne için, which means what for. Yeah, very similar, but still there is a nuance. Let's see the nuance with an example. Why did you lay down? Because I was tired. What for did you lay down? For sleeping. Bear in mind that neden and niçin has same nuance with why and what for. I won't go to details about this. Let's make some question sentences with each of question words now. What do they eat for breakfast? Means onlar kahvaltıda ne yerler? What is your name is adın ne? Pay attention that senin pronoun is there but hidden because ad took an suffix which points you. Where is the ATM means bankamatik nerede in Turkish. We also use ATM for bankamatik, but although it is a little possibility some people may not understand ATM word. So it is better to use bankamatik word instead ATM. Pay attention that nerede is locative, case of where and we asked location of ATM. Where will you go means nereye gideceksin. As you see, question is nereye, which is dative case. Where is here means burası neresi, and here where question is neresi, which is accusative. You know nere from, where are you from, as nerelisin. Remember that li is suffix for from in this example. And finally, let's see ablative where question. Where will you come from? Ablative suffix is den or dan in Turkish according to vowel harmony. Nereden geleceksin? I will come from home. Evden geleceğim. Or let's say, I will come from space. Uzaydan geleceğim. What color is your bicycle means bisikletin ne renk? Bisiklet is bicycle and renk is color. I don't explain that and at the end of bisiklet means you is already practiced enough and learned it. If someone asks you color of your any belongings, you can answer just with color name. You don't need to say my belonging is blue or it is blue. You can say just blue. Pretty easy, I guess. Blue is mavi, by the way. Ceketin ne renk means what color is your jacket? And my answer is sarı, which means yellow. Where is Children's Day in Turkey? Means Türkiye'de çocuk günü ne zaman? And the answer is April 23rd, 23 Nisan. Turkish Republic Parliament was opened on 23rd April 1920 and founder of Turkish Republic Mustafa Kemal Atatürk presented this day to all the world's children to emphasize that they are successor of the future. After a while, it has been started to celebrate it as Nation Sovereignty and Children's Day. If you want to learn more about it, you can find Wikipedia link in description part. How can I go to hotel means otele nasıl gidebilirim? And how can I find metro station means metro istasyonunu nasıl bulabilirim? Why do you like this lecture means bu dersi neden seviyorsun? And the answer is because it is very easy to learn Turkish like that. Çünkü böyle Türkçe öğrenmek çok kolay. Now, I will give you a Turkish sentence which is funny and I don't translate it to Turkish. If you want to learn the meaning, either wait for next chapter or just Google it. The sentence is her 6 bilim adamından 5'i Rus ruletinin zararsız olduğunu söylüyor. Do not forget to watch Turkish Teach Chat at the end of the episode. See you next time with chapter 7. O zamana dek hoşçakalın. Merhaba Nora, welcome to Turkish Tea Chat.
Hoş bulduk.
This week we have covered ne, nerede, nasıl, neden, and niçin questions. I have also told about nuance between neden and niçin. Would you like to add anything for this?
No.
No? Okay then. Well then, I will ask a question in Turkish. Please answer in Turkish.
Tamam.
2 gün önce ne yedin?
2 gün önce ızgara tavuk yedim. Yanında da ızgara biber ve ızgara soğan vardı.
Wow.
Ayrıca çok lezzetli bir kaşık salata yedim.
Salatada ne vardı?
Kıvırcık marul, soyulmuş domates, beyaz soğan, salatalık, sivri biber, süzme zeytinyağı, limon ve tuz.
Peki yemekten sonra ne yaptın?
Film izledim.
Nerede izledin?
Evet.
Hangi film izledin?
Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
Peki beğendin mi?
Beğendim. Zaten 7. kere izliyorum.
Gerçekten mi?
Gerçekten.
Peki. If you had a magic wand in your hands, what could you do?
What could I do?
Yes, what could you do? If you had a magic wand in your hands.
Sınırsız alışveriş. İsterdim.
Sınırsız alışveriş.
Evet.
Okay, then tell me. Ne zaman alışverişe gitmek istersin?
Her zaman.
Okay, I have asked the wrong question and shot myself in the foot. Unfortunately, I don't have a magic wand. I'm changing this question. I will make a Turkish cafe after this chapter.
Oo, Türk kahvesi. Bayılıyorum. Bayılıyorum.
Yeah. Nasıl olsun?
Sade.
Peki. Chapter'dan sonra sade Türk kahvesi içeceğiz. Would you like to say anything to our viewers before ending the episode?
Yes. Keep yourself safe, wear your masks, and don't forget to learn Turkish with us. Thank you everyone for tuning in. See you next chapter. Until then, hoşça kalın.
Bye bye.